It is December 15th. We're getting closer to Christmas. 10 days away now, and I have yet to put up my Christmas tree. Welcome to the 1 hour, 1 brain cell podcast. I'm going to start this week off with an apology. Can I start this week off with an apology?
You can always start this week off with an apology, because I'm sure I've earned it, whatever it is.
There needs to be a system in which you mute my mic when you get ready to wrap up the show every week, because I cannot never fails. If I'm leading the show, it never happens. I can get out of the show and you never interrupt me, and it's great. And we get out, but anytime you are doing the show, I cannot shut my trap up. So I want to apologize for every week this year that I have kept yapping while you've been trying to close out the show.
You know what? By the time we release this, it will almost be my birthday, so that's what you can get me for my gift. Is maybe 1 week of proper peace and quiet and silence while I'm trying to do the outro. I will say, though, it did help us remember that it was your turn to start this week, so it does have its merits.
Yeah. Because we were going to wrap up the show in an hour, would have been perfect. Nope, couldn't stop yapping. Ran for another 8 minutes.
You're like, oh, because I only noticed that genuinely in the moment. I really didn't notice it until the very end. But I was doing the timestamps for the episode last week, and it was an hour and 3 minutes, and you're like, oh wait, I have a book. I'm like, who allowed this?
You agreed to do the show with me. This is what you get.
That's true. It's my own fault, really.
But yes, what I said off the top of the show is a fact. I have not put up my Christmas tree.
That's news to me, and I'm disappointed.
Because I only have a Charlie Brown Christmas tree.
Oh.
And
why didn't you put the damn thing up then if it's yay tall?
Yeah, it doesn't take up much space. I'm just lazy. Nobody ever shows up here at the apartment, so I'm not trying to impress anybody.
You have the little blue blankie for it.
Yes.
And the one single ornament. Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely, right. I do. Of course. Yeah, I'm just too lazy to put it up. I'm a Grinch.
I think I had my tree up the weekend before Thanksgiving. And I don't usually do that. My parents do the Christmas tree the day after Thanksgiving, but my thought process was, because I'm leaving here before Christmas and not coming back until nearly the new year, that I wouldn't have a full month with it up if I waited until after Thanksgiving to do it. And so it was kind of gonna understay its welcome, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have no Christmas tree this year, so I'm a Grinch. I apologize to everybody listening.
Well, I'm glad you're turning over a new leaf. That's 2 apologies in the first 4 minutes of this show. And I think it's been 92 episodes since the last time I got one, so this is great. Let's keep this rolling.
What other sins do I have to pay for?
Right, atone. Confess your sins. I assign you 50 Hail Marys.
All right. We have to talk about this week a few things. Not much, but that's fine. It's that time of year where we get to discuss our favorite things in 2025. We always do that. We've done it the last 2 years where we've discussed our favorite, TVs and music, everything that we usually talk about on the show. So we have that. We haven't planned what we're going to talk about, but who knows? We'll figure it out. Make a list on the fly. Don't even think about it. Those are the best lists. The best lists are the ones that you don't even have to think about.
Right.
because I guarantee you those lists are better than the lists I've seen all the last 2 weeks, which are the best movies of the year that don't include Sinners. Hello? Hello?
I don't know what's happening here. Hold on. I'm frozen on my side. Am I frozen on your side?
Yeah, you're just blurry. You look like I'm looking at you in.
God, it's like I'm an ink blot. Like
Yeah.
it's one of those tests at
It's
the.
a Rorschach test.
It literally is. Like, what do you see in this? Oh my God. Okay, I'm gonna leave and come back. Just
Okay.
hang on for a sec.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Do your
Jordan's gonna come back to the show, so I'll yap for a second. Yeah. So we have our favorites of the year. And I will not be like Jordan, and I will not be like the people on the internet who, for some reason, to get clicks on their lists, don't include Sinners in their top movies of the year. I can guarantee you that's probably going to be on both our lists, possibly. Even though Jordan doesn't watch movies as much as I do, so I think when was the last movie you saw that was new out? Was it Sinners? Was the last like newly released movie?
No, we talked about Emma Stone bald like the last 2 weeks.
That's right. Yeah.
You slander me while I'm gone, and no.
I apologize.
This is so foul, but yeah, keep going. This is so foul that it booted me off like 2 weeks in a row. It just does not want me to talk about anything. Okay. No. So since we're starting with movies, I've gathered. I saw Materialists literally last night or 2 nights ago, which is like a little bit of a new release, I guess. I'm behind on that one, but newer. I saw Him. I saw Begonia. I saw Weapons. I saw the new Conjuring movie. I saw Novocaine, I think, came out this year. I'm going down my list here. I rewatched a lot of things. We both saw One of Them Days, which is one of my favorite things of the year. I saw Opus this year. We saw the F1 movie. And then I saw Sinners back in May.
Okay, so I just lied. I'm just lying. Yeah, I'm just
straight up lying.
I do apologize. I'm just making stuff up on this show.
You can make it up. The problem is if I have the receipts to dispute you, then it has to be disputed.
Then I'm in trouble.
But if I don't have the receipts to dispute you, which is most weeks, I kind of just smile and nod, and I'm like, yeah, that sounds right to me. I don't have a better answer.
Speaking of facts, we do have a fact coming up later in the show related to Lou Bega that I learned about this week that I did not tell Jordan about, and we're going to reveal on the show, and it's going to be exciting. So that's your tease, folks, for 45 minutes from now. If nothing else, stick around for the Lou Bega fact of the week coming up.
Lou Bega.
The Lou Bega fact of the week.
Yeah.
Nobody else on the internet does that. So that's why people come to this show is for the Lou Bega fact of the week.
We should just rebrand to 1 hour, 1 Lou Bega fact. It would be a super niche audience, but I just have a feeling they'd be loyal.
Oh my God. Can you imagine if he decided to come on as a guest on this show?
We gotta get Mr. Bega. Does he do PR appearances? We don't really have a strong brand here, but we do like Lou Bega, except for that one time that I did not know if he was alive or dead. He's only 50. Oh yeah, he's so alive. Let's call him.
Yeah. Come on the show. All right. Where were we? Oh yeah, we were talking about our favorites of the 2025. I have been thinking about this, so I've been making my list of my favorite movies that I saw this year, and I think I got it set. I think I know. Definitive. This is definitive. This is not clickbait. Movies of the year, not clickbait.
Can I try and guess a couple of yours? Because I feel like I would be able to.
Yeah.
And this is just stuff that's released in 2025, right?
Correct. It's not movies that I've seen for the first time in 2025. It's movies that came out this year. I'm actually closing in on 200 movies watched this year. I'm like 3 away, which is crazy. Most of those are first time watches. Some of them probably about, I don't know, 15 of them or so have been rewatches, maybe 20, something like that. But yeah, most of them first time watches. So yeah, go ahead and guess. See what do you got for me?
I know One Battle After Another is on there for you.
Yes.
I know Sinners is on there for you.
Yes.
I feel as though Weapons is on there for you. I feel as though potentially Frankenstein is on there for you, but it's not the same as how much you like Nosferatu.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, Emma Stone Bald might be on there for you. And Thunderbolts, maybe? That was going to make my list, so I could throw that one out there.
Yeah, you actually did. You did a pretty good job. I think you got probably 4 of the 5.
Yeah, and obviously one of them days because Bernice.
Bernice. That movie is honestly, truly one of the most underrated movies of the year.
Okay, you know what I think? I've settled on the fact that that movie is just truly elevated by the company that we were with because there will be no better experience than watching that at Kat and Chris's house at some absurd hour of the night with everybody just howling laughing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great film. Highly recommend. Okay, yeah. So you got 4 out of the 5. One Battle 1, Sinners 2. I think I'm gonna go with Eddington is 3 for me, which is like the one that you missed.
That's on Max now, and it's on my list. So
yes, it is a very fascinating watch. Like it is a. I don't know if I think I mentioned I talked about that. I think we talked about the show when I saw it for the first time. It's a movie I've only seen one time, but it's a movie that stuck with me, and it's a very it's out there, man. But it's really good. So yeah, so I put Eddington is 3 for me, and then other 2 were probably Thunderbolts is on that list. And I think you're right. I think Begonia is going to round the list at 5. I think those are my 5 this year.
all right,
For sure. Yeah. And then we have Avatar that's coming out and Marty Supreme that's coming out. So seeing those this week, these at the end of the month may change things. But yeah, those are probably my 5. Thunderbolts is in there just because legit it's one of those, I went back and watched it not too long ago when I saw Disney Plus and I was like, I still love this movie. So that's why it sneaks in there.
I would agree with Thunderbolts is definitely going to make my list. Sinners makes my list. This is bad of me, but I really haven't watched that much that's come out in 2025. Or if I have, I didn't rate it super highly compared to some of the other things that I rewatched this year. I gave 4 stars both to Weapons and Begonia. I gave 4 stars to Novocaine with Jack Quaid. I gave 4.5 to One of Them Days. I finally watched Challengers this year, so that has to be in there somewhere, even though it didn't come out this year. We both liked F1, even though it's unserious racing.
It's on Apple now, by the way. It came out this last week. I've been thinking about rewatching. I'll probably rewatch it this week sometime, actually.
And I gave Borderline 4 stars with Samara Weaving, Alba Bautista, and Ray Nicholson.
Yeah.
I ended up watching a lot of Ray Nicholson on accident this year. I've seen that man's face.
He was in everything.
Everywhere.
Dude,
yeah.
I rewatched The Shining this week because they're re-releasing an IMAX. 45th anniversary of the movie was this year, and they re-released it in IMAX. And first of all, seeing that in the theater, really cool. Stanley Kubrick, truly one of the greats of all time. So seeing that movie, which is so visually fascinating, on the big screen for the first time was awesome. But I haven't watched that movie all the way through in many years. It's probably been, maybe a decade since I've seen The Shining, all the way through like that. And the one thing that stood out to me is Jack Nicholson's facial acting in that movie is like elite tier. Like he makes the faces he makes in that movie as it goes on are just incredible. And his kid and Ray Nicholson, his son, exact same thing. When you're watching Borderline or you're watching, I think it was it Novocaine he was into? Was he in that movie? Yeah, he was in Novocaine. Yeah, and he's the same exact way. So if they ever make The Shining 2, and
Too Shining. I don't know what we would call that, but they shouldn't, by the way. Like, that's one of the, I feel like you have to leave that the hell alone.
Yeah.
Don't touch that movie.
Actually, they did make a sequel, quasi-sequel.
Oh,
called
Dr. Sleep?
Dr. Sleep, yeah, which I saw one time, and I do not remember anything about it, except for Ewan McGregor's in the movie.
Right, that's the only thing I could tell you about it.
Okay, back to your movie, sorry.
I think that's it. I really didn't watch that many, like, 2025 releases this year.
Yeah.
Most of the stuff I watched that I gave
it's expensive
very
to go to
highly
movies,
was...
so.
Yeah, I'm not going to... Unless it's, like, a real event, like seeing Sinners in IMAX, or, like, I think Thunderbolts was the one thing that was not IMAX that I sat my butt in a seat for this year.
Yeah.
There weren't very many. I was very much an at-home
F1.
consumer. Oh, and
you
F1.
saw F1? Yeah.
But that was an IMAX.
Yes.
Yeah. Which means I had to drive an hour away for that shindig as well.
Yeah.
Worth noting, I have not been disappointed by something I had to drive an hour away for, but it's possible.
Right.
I hope not.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like any of the movies. Like I said, I think I do recommend watching Eddington and paying attention to it, and because there's a lot of interesting ideas in that movie, and like if you're on your phone while you're watching it, you're not going to necessarily take it all in as much. And the end is absolutely.
While you're watching a movie, you can fight me in the parking lot. Leave it alone.
I mean, yeah, if you're watching it at home, I watched, what movie did I watch the other day that I watched it at home. I'm trying to remember what it was. Hell,
Oh, you know what I want to see that just came out was Eternity with Elizabeth Olsen and Miles Teller and Mr. Dua Lipa. I forget his last name. Callum something. Turner? Callum Turner?
Turner, yeah.
Mr. Dua Lipa.
I don't know. I haven't heard of that, so.
I think that, I would say correct me if I'm wrong, but you don't know, so we're both going to be wrong. I think the premise is that, like, Elizabeth Olsen is, she's the wife, and she was married to this one guy for, like, 65 years, and then he passed away, and she remarried, and then they catch up with all of them together once they've all died, and like Elizabeth Olsen has to choose which of her husbands she wants to spend forever with.
It says
it's a
here,
very Elizabeth Olsen premise.
Plot follows a woman who must choose between two men with whom to spend the eternity in afterlife. Divine Joy Randolph, who's great, John Early, and Olga Marides also appear in supporting roles. So, yeah, there you go.
All right. That's on my list. But it felt a little eerily, like, too similar, maybe, to Materialists, where I was like, I can't watch another love triangle movie. Not so soon after the first one.
Materialist is still one I need to see. I haven't seen that yet. I've been meaning to see. I meant to go try to see it in theaters when it came out, but it was in theaters for 2 weeks and then it disappeared. Go figure.
It's good. It's on HBO Max, along with Eddington.
Speaking of which, movies. I have a bone to pick because there are great movies out right now as we get into Oscar season that are like nowhere to be found that you can't. It's really hard to go see. Like I want to see Hamnet.
Oh, sure.
It's playing in like 2 theaters.
That's why you had to go to Desert Ridge last week.
Yeah. And then like Hamnet, and then there's a Brazilian movie that is out now too, whose name escapes me, that is in the Oscar contention, and that is not playing like anywhere. So it's like, dude, I just want to go see these dang movies on the big screen instead of trying to pirate them or wait till they come onto a streaming service. You know,
We need
God
we need
forbid
more
they.
film festivals, is what I'm
Yes,
hearing.
yes. Do I like actually? There are some theaters that do that once they release the Oscars and over like they put all the Oscar movies in theaters for like over across 2 days,
Yeah.
which would be cool. Just sit in a theater all day long watching movies with no popcorn and no snacks and no
Be
food.
fine if it's like 100 degrees outside, like it is in Arizona, but like I can't fathom on a nice day wanting to sit inside like that.
Yeah, so there we go. That's our movies. I have Avatar coming up this week. Excited for that.
I
I
just
will
don't
get
I
the.
don't get Avatar. I've never understood Avatar. I guess I
You just hate
understood the
blue
first one
people.
cuz I don't hate blue people. I like the Blue Man Group. I understand visually the first one was really really cool cuz like nobody was doing anything like that ever again, and then because everything has become so reliant on CGI and light and magic and like whatever else, and everybody's doing everything with post effects now, it makes the blue people a little less alluring. Like I don't know what more story there really was to
Yeah,
tell.
I disagree. I disagree. I rewatched the second one last week, and it was great. I loved it. Like the second one, there's actually like the first one, not a lot of story there. It
No,
legit was just a remake of like Pocahontas or Dances with Wolves, right? It was just a remake of
except for
that.
the part where they all die of smallpox. It's
Sure.
revisionist history.
Yeah. Um, and then, but the second one is like actually a really great story about like two fathers and their sons, and it's awesome. I love the second one. It's like it's actually a really sweet movie if you think about it. And like we have the talking whales and like mm.
Okay. We have talking
I'm
whales
in the
and
bag
Finding
for
Nemo.
Avatar.
That doesn't mean I'm
I've
going back. Yeah, all right.
already giving it 5 stars, so we don't have to. You know what I mean? I will say like. I'm the only one in my friend group that likes Avatar, and that's okay because I love him. So it's like, you know what? If you don't like him, too dang bad. I'm sorry. I'm in the
All right.
bag for Avatar. I'm in the bag for James Cameron. I think he's a genius and one of the greatest directors of all time. So,
So you're in the bag for the eventual Billie Eilish tour documentary?
yes, I keep sending you those, and I'm still confused every time when it says directed by James Cameron. Like, how
Me
did that
too.
come about?
Me too, dude. I don't know.
But I'll probably go see that. I'll check it out. I don't know if I'm in for the 3D of it all, but I don't need to see Billy in
Oof.
3D. But yeah.
3D. 3D would be crazy. 3D with like the no, what's the 4DX, the like motion seats that do
Oh yeah,
the
yeah,
rumble.
yeah.
That would be crazy.
The bass. That'd be sick though. Not gonna lie. All right, there we go. That's our movie portion of the show. Um, let's move on to. Do you have any tracks of the week for me this week? What do you got?
Sure do. Always do. I have this week still unused, but I was collecting. I was collecting my Discovery Friday tracks. I have composed. Let's see what's in this playlist. Okay. Two that I picked out from this were the band is called Margot Polo, which is kind of fun. The song is called Feeling So Good, and I think I sent it to you a couple months ago because the very first note in this is that same pinch harmonic that starts off Sprained Ankle by Julian Baker.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if they sampled it or did this on purpose, but the second I heard that, I was like teleported to another place and another time.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, what am I playing? What am I listening to? Because this came on shuffle, like unprompted. So I was
Yeah.
doing something else in the background and I heard that first like pinch harmonic and I was like, where is she? It brought me somewhere. But I really like that song. The next one I pulled out is Ghost by the band Easy Giant. Kind of the same vibe. These are both a little bit more like indie pop. And then lately this week, for some weird rabbit hole reason, I've been listening to a lot of the Tragically Hip, like Canadian royalty, and they have some really good stuff, like all of it. So
Mm-hmm.
I pulled out In View off of the record, World Container, and then Wheat Kings. Yeah, both really good. Bob
Mm-hmm.
Cajun, New Orleans is Sinking. Like there's it's Another Century or something of that nature. I forget off the top of my head, but they're all good. I don't know why. That was a full detour. I think it's because like we've been listening to so much like classic rock and more so like Dire Straits in
Yeah.
at my place of work lately that I just detoured into some Tom Petty rabbit hole that then turned into the hip. So whatever.
All right, there we go. There's those are some. I haven't checked out advanced placement for this week, so I don't have a lot of new stuff to tell you about. But I do have one track that is I will tease it. I will say it with this. Um, I'm trying to get the phrasing right. Hang on a second. Hang on.
Ladies and
It's coming
gentlemen,
to me.
this is Mambo number 5.
Damn it. No, I told you. We know the Lou Bega fact of the week is coming up later. Here we go. Okay. If I had $1 for every song on Tracks of the Week called Downstairs, I'd have $2, which isn't a lot, but it's still saying something.
So the first one is 21 Pilots. What's the
Yeah.
second one?
The second one is which I actually has been popping up a lot. It's Matt Mason Downstairs.
Oh, I like Matt Mason.
Yeah. He has a song called Downstairs from his record that I think came out earlier this year. And I actually really like that track too. So
Matt
yeah,
Mason.
check that one out.
Oh, hell, I didn't know he did a new release. Shoot. Yeah, that
There
whole
you go.
album, what is it called? It's the one where they're a Bank on the Funeral. The one where it's like the underview of the three people. That whole record is real good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there we go. That's my pick for the week. I have a couple others on here that I added to my library, but I don't know if I mentioned them last week or not. I have a song from 2 Feet on here.
2 Feet, okay.
Yeah. I have another song from a band called Days or May. I have a couple songs from them actually on here. And then I also have a track from a band called Lime Garden as
Lime
well.
Garden.
So check those out. Yeah, check those out.
All right.
It's one they came on Sirius XM and I was like, oh, I like these songs, so I'll go and add them. But I haven't like gone back and listened to them a heck of a lot. So, but those are the tracks I added over the last few weeks.
Okay. Solid. I'm gonna have to get on that. How do you spell that
Mm-hmm.
other one? Day Charnay. What the? How do you spell that? How do you spell
Balaclava,
Gabbana?
balaclava or
Baklava.
baklava. It's
Yeah.
Days or May.
Oh,
They're
it's separate words.
they have
Okay.
yeah
I
they
don't
have
know why my brain was like,
they have
it's
a
French, definitely.
they have a EP out called UV.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
that's
see.
yeah.
I see.
Mm-hmm. That's that band. Yeah, so there we go. That's that.
All right.
All
Where
right,
are we
move
going
on.
next?
Can you please tell the story of our favorite joke from the weekend?
I would be so delighted to do so. Okay. So it's worth noting that this whole conversation from start to finish was so entirely niche and specific and brain rotted to Richie and I. I have to I have to get this. I have to get the exact wording. I'm going through the texts. I'm going through the ancient texts. Okay. So I texted you. It was the day that it was, -2 out here. I was like, I have to go dig my car out from the ice. So if you don't hear from me in 20 minutes, I've frozen to death. You put a Tate sticker on it because, of course, you did. And then you sent me the picture of Jack Nicholson freezing in the snow from The Shining, which good tie-in because you nailed that earlier in the episode.
Mm-hmm.
I sent you back about 20 minutes later, so it's probably a good thing I did. Alive, and you said alive in all caps, and then I sent you a picture of what I was wearing, which looked like I was dressed for winter in Alberta and not winter in southern Indiana. And I said baklava though, and you said I beg you to Google baklava. Now we went through some other things after that in which I requested a baddie chain, which has yet to be delivered, but what prompted this was, I don't know if you guys have seen chat. If you've seen the videos of those influencers going through their morning routines, and they're all so like uncanny valley, no one would ever do this other than to film themselves doing this. It's just not practical day to day. And there's some of these people that will like wake up at 3 a.m. and do all this skincare and go for a swim and go for a hike and do Pilates like in the sunshine and then like get on a work call, have a healthy breakfast. And they film all of this from start to finish. There was this girl, and I don't know how I got this on my For You page, but somebody on TikTok was making fun of the influencers that do this and just created the most absurd morning routine known to man, where she started at like 3 a.m. with, people will do like the mouth tape and the nose tape, but she had like tape on her mouth, tape on her nose, tape over both of her eyes, and it was like peeling it off at like 3 in the morning. And then goes outside onto the terrace, does jumping jacks for like 2 hours. It's just like one little clip. It's like 4 a.m. jumping jacks. And then the next clip, it's 5 a.m. and she's still doing jumping jacks. And the next clip is 6 a.m. and she's still doing jumping jacks. But the thing that took me out was, I don't know if you noticed this, but when she's walking downstairs with her little yoga mat in the first one, it says it's like 6:15 a.m. and she's walking downstairs, and then it's 6:18 a.m. and she's still walking down the stairs, but she's on only one level lower than she was 5 minutes ago. And then there's a third cut that puts her back in time at 6:14 and she's back up at the top of the stairs coming down to the bottom. And the whole thing just took me out. But it's like, then when she's pretending to do work, she's like drawing the forbidden graffiti S that we all used to do in schools and just vacuuming the rock wall, just doing all kinds of crazy things. But in one of these, she put on like this fuzzy pink ski mask, essentially, and was outside doing the jumping jacks. And I sent it to Richie. And he sends back, and he says, not the baklava outside, Baklava. And while I knew exactly what he meant, I can never in my life pass up an opportunity to roast Richie about this. So I send him back, I beg you to Google baklava. And that joke spiraled out of control this week. And now we all learned what baklava is and what a balaclava is.
Yes.
And that they are two separate things, one of which is a pastry. But I beg you to Google baklava has taken on a life of its own.
That will be the title of this week's episode.
Honestly, yeah. It's good stuff.
Baklava, very delicious. There's a Greek restaurant right across from me here that has like baklava cheesecake.
Ooh,
I had a while ago. So good. Delicious stuff. So yes, I do know what the difference between a balaclava and baklava is, for goodness sake.
Just wanted to make sure. Could never be too careful.
I may be stupid, but I'm not dumb. You know?
Out loud, I said, I think I was at work the other day, and just to nobody in particular, I was like wrestling with a roll of tape, and I could not get it. I'm like, am I stupid? And then there were about 3 or 4 people in the room that were gonna answer, and I had to cut them off and be like, don't answer that. I don't want to know. Just leave it alone.
Too funny. All right. Let's move on. Have you watched any of the Taylor Swift documentary yet?
I feel like a bad fan. I haven't, but I'm saving it to watch on the plane because I'm gonna have a lot of plane time coming up.
Yeah. And you'll be able to watch like there's two more that come out on this Friday, so you'll be able to watch most of them like in one go. All right, well that's that for that segment. We'll talk to you next week. Goodbye, everybody.
No, no, Lou Bega.
What a short show this week.
I'm assuming you've watched it if you put it on.
I've watched the
have you
first
not?
two episodes. Yeah, I
Okay.
watched the first
What
two
do you think?
episodes. They're great. They're really good. It's pretty much exactly like we talked about it previously, kind of like what we wanted to see from it. And I think I brought up, I was like, I would love to see kind of like profiles on some of the people that are part of the tour, and we get to know them a little bit and see what it's like for them to put on a tour of this magnitude, as opposed to what Miss Americana was, which was really Taylor focused pretty much the entire time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they do a great job in these first couple episodes of doing that. Like they have a little bit of focus on the main choreographer, Mandy Moore, and then her like assistant choreographer, Amanda. Fun fact, both of whom worked on La La Land.
I think I did know that about Mandy Moore briefly.
And Amanda, who is like the choreographer, or like Mandy Moore's assistant, first assistant choreographer, I guess. She is in La La Land. She's one of the dancers in La La Land. She's the first girl you see in the yellow dress in La La Land.
With the one that the dress
Yeah.
like blows up a little bit, but she's got this very artsy shot. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's cool.
That's her. But yeah, so they
No, I
focus a
love
little bit
La La
on
Land.
those two and like their history and their story, and then they do a little bit on Cam and his mom, which is just awesome. It was so cool to see that. And they have like an interview with him and his mom sitting next to each other, and like it's very cute and adorable, and yeah, and then it does have some serious tone to it too, because we see Taylor like react to the terrorist attack, the wannabe terrorist attack that was foiled in Austria, and then we see her talking about how she's going to meet with some of the families that were affected by a stabbing in Liverpool, which was I forgot about this, but it was at a Taylor Swift themed like dance party, and there were a couple kids that were killed in this attack, and she meets with some of the families of those, and so we get Taylor's reaction to that and everything. She gets really emotional about it, so that was like tough to watch. And then you've seen the clips going around, which is awesome, about how she gave a bonus out to like all the dancers and all the crew and everything. And
Yeah, and it was such like a staggering, startling amount of money that they
life-changing
censored
money.
out the
They had to
amount.
bleep it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, 2 episodes in, I like it. I like it a lot. I think it's exactly kind of what I want it to be and expected, and we'll see. Curious to see what else they have to show us. There's a lot left to show. Like you can probably do a 33 episode, 33 hour documentary on the Eras tour, and it still wouldn't be enough.
And we might watch all of it.
That's truth.
For me, I'll
Like
still be.
the Ken
I'll see
Burns
you in 6
documentary of the
years.
Eras tour in 20 years
Oh my God.
is going to be elite.
It'd be such a specific crossover for you, like individually.
I've left you speechless at the thought of a Ken Burns Taylor Swift documentary.
The Ken Burns Eras tour. Oh my gosh. We're gonna have to cut this part out because there's literally nothing happening. It's just us giggling at the thought of Ken Burns Eras tour. How do we get in
Continue.
contact with Mr. Burns? Yeah.
Yes. Continue. You were talking about something before I cut you off. I'm sorry.
I don't think I was talking about anything. You go. I don't. Whatever the thought was, it escaped me. So.
And it's gone. Sorry.
It's
Yeah,
gone.
I made the joke was my joke was too funny, and we've lost you for the rest of the show.
Oh, no, I remember. I was gonna say, just based on the rate that I consume movies, as we just talked about, it would take me like 6 years to get through all 33 episodes of that. People would be like, "Are you finished yet?" I'd be on my deathbed, like, I have one more episode.
Right. um, yeah, we also got like they put out they filmed the final show of the Eras tour and they put that out too because it includes the Tortured Poets section.
Which is cool. I
So you can
definitely have
watch
to
that
watch
too.
that because neither you or I got that chunk.
We did not get Tortured Poets. Mm-mm. Nope, we went too early
That's
in the
okay.
tour. Okay, there we go. So that's a Taylor Swift. Okay, dang, we're gonna be short this episode, aren't we? Holy cow! Good.
I mean,
Okay. Are
we could briefly mention some of our like favorite things from 2025, unless you're trying to save like all of the memes or all of the music for next episode.
yeah, I was gonna. We could do like episode by episode. Yeah,
Okay, I'm
we
good
have
with that.
time. Because like I think last year we did it, and we did. It took like it was like an hour and a half to get through all of them.
I think
So
that's true. I think you're onto something.
because like we're gonna spend 30 minutes talking about hacks in by itself again,
Hack season 4, yeah.
which we did get. Did you see? I sent you the thing where like it was they have like the actors awards, the SAG awards, which are
Yep.
coming out at some point in time, and they haven't announced the nominees yet, but the seemingly nominees are going to include Gene Smart and Hannah Einbinder in the same category.
That's such a violent death match. Like both
It's
of them are
unfair.
deserving winners, and
Yes.
it's so unfair that you have to pick one. Like,
Mm-hmm.
can we Mean Girls style do this where they break the trophy into a couple parts and like
Yes.
pass it out?
Yeah. I would split my vote for 1A and 1B, please.
Right. Can we count halves? Half of a vote? Does it have to be a full vote? It's like those scantrons they made you do in school. You're like you fill in the
Yeah.
bubble like halfway on either
Yeah.
side.
Yeah. 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 And then, oh, also, I think I texted you about this. There were some pictures allegedly from season 5 that were coming out that were a little like people were freaking out about, including myself. I was like, oh. I even texted you, was like, be careful, be forewarned. There is allegedly a picture from season 5 going around that spread around so much that Jen, Paul, and Lucia had to put out a message online. I was like, hey, that picture you saw, fake. That's not from our show. So that's what's going on in the Hacks universe at the moment. And we also got like a 1 second clip of the new season because HBO Max is like burying the show now. Because you saw they put out their little thing that was like, here's all the shows that are coming to HBO Max. And it was like House of the Dragon, Night of Seven Kingdoms, Green Lanterns, right? Like all these HBO Max. What's the one with Zendaya?
Euphoria.
Now, Euphoria. Like they put out all their little shows. Did not include Hacks on the list, which is Hacks erasure, and we will not stand for that.
No, we will not stand for that slander. Actually, not at all.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of things that leaked on the internet, you texted me today that there was something that came out about Doomsday, and it like
Yes,
looks bad.
yes, it does.
Okay.
It's gonna come out eventually. It's a new teaser trailer, and do you want me to tell you what was in it? It's not. I mean, it's the first teaser trailer. We're gonna see it eventually, so they're gonna put it on the trailers. You're gonna see it, so it's not really a major spoiler for the movie. And we all figured this was gonna happen anyway, so it's
Yeah, I mean, if it's in the teaser trailer, it's fair game.
yeah. Okay, so the teaser trailer is focused entirely on the return of Steve Rogers with a
Okay.
kid.
Okay.
Like, and I texted you, I said, this movie is gonna be awful. And it's gonna be all the worst things about Marvel recently. because they're just going to bail out on all the great characters they have created over the last few years. And there's been some awesome characters, man, right? Like uh, Shang-Chi, Miss Marvel, um, Yelena, and the Thunderbolts cast, right? Red Guardian, right? All these great characters that they have created, and they're like, hey, all those characters, never mind. Just I know you spent a lot of time watching TV shows and movies with all these characters in it. We're just gonna bring back the old guys. We're gonna play the hits. Like, oh,
We're gonna go back to what made us like a bajillion dollars, cause yeah, we need that.
it's yeah. I'm okay. Here's the problem with this. The problem is I know this movie's not gonna be good, but I'm still gonna go see it. You know, like
Yeah, I think I have. Well, I think I have to agree with you, but I think I have to put the caveat on it that I won't be rushing to see it opening weekend.
yeah, like
In the
like
same
you
way
did,
that like we used to, like you and
previous
I
Avengers. Yeah,
you and I back in the day were at opening weekend of like every Marvel movie because we were so afraid that stuff was going to get spoiled for us and that it
yeah,
was going to be worth not having those spoilers.
yeah, yeah.
And I,
I,
I
th-
just
I think
I'm
did I
less
did I
worried
tell
about
you did I tell you my experience with Avengers Endgame? I don't think I told you this before. Maybe I have. But
that.
when Avengers
If I've
Endgame,
heard it, I'll stop you. Tell me again.
yeah, when Avengers Endgame came out, um, I was on the road. I was traveling. I was at the NFL draft that year, and so I couldn't see it until I got back into town, which was I think Saturday. And so I had to go so obviously, they did the showings, I think on Thursday night when it came out, Friday. And so I had to do my best to avoid the internet for like 48 hours until I saw the movie I think I ended up seeing it on Saturday night or something. Actually, I think what ended up happening is I got back into town on Saturday. And the very first thing I did when I got from the airport is I dropped myself at home and then I left directly to go to the theater to see it because I was so worried about it. So worried about spoilers from that movie leaking out. And I feel like back then spoiler culture isn't what it is now. Even then, even 5 years later, where back then people were they had respect. And so they didn't or at least they would tag it as such with spoilers or whatever, right? They don't do that
Right,
anymore.
they would like bury it below a bunch of like asterisks on the Twitter timeline, so you had to scroll
now
down
that
and know
does
that you were doing
not
it.
happen. Everything is out even before you get a chance to see it in theaters. And it's like, okay, you know, so good luck
You
with
just have
that.
to accept that you're gonna see it.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. So what they're going to do allegedly is they have like 4 different teaser trailers in the works and they're going to put it out one a week for the next month as ahead of Avatar, and at some point release it online, I guess. But so that's their plan at least. So yeah, not excited, not excited. Not also same thing with Spider-Man too. Spider-Man 4, whatever it's called. That's not shaping up to be too good either, which is unfortunate.
Spider-Man, what is that supposed to be called? Spider-Man Brand New Day.
Yes, there we go.
Yeah. I am excited for eventually whenever we get part 2 of Spider-Verse, the sequel.
Oh yeah, who knows when that's coming out? Jiminy Christmas.
Yeah, who knows? But I'm excited to see it regardless.
Yes, absolutely. Remember, it was supposed to come out they're supposed to release it it came out in 2023. They were supposed to do 2023 and then 2024, and they were just like, hey, remember when we said we were going to do one a year? Never mind. It's going to be 4 years before the next one comes out.
Hey, look, it might be worth the wait. That's one that
Hopefully.
I can really
Yes.
get behind. Is the animation style and all that stuff is yeah.
Yeah, I
It
agree.
appears
I agree.
2027 for that. June 25th, 2027. And somebody in the Reddit thread says, how they ever thought this movie would be ready 9 months after the previous one is baffling.
Correct. Yeah, 2027 going to be 2026 and 2027 shaping up to be good movie years.
Could be, potentially.
2026 is going to be the bangest of bangers for movies. I'll tell you that much.
Okay,
So
Christopher
many.
Nolan.
Yes, this
Let's
is true.
out with it. Out with it. Tell the
Yeah,
people.
I mean we're getting the Odyssey. They did put out the prologue, which leaked online. Did not watch it. Refused to watch
Oh,
it. So I want to see it for real. I want to, I'm gonna. They're putting it out before. I think they're doing it. They're doing the prologue before Avatar as well in the digital theaters because they put it out in the 70 millimeter IMAX versions of One Ballot for Northern Senators. But they're gonna do it for Avatar as well in IMAX. So I'll see it for real this weekend. So I'm like, I did not want to watch this like cam recorded, screen recorded, crappy ass version of the Odyssey. No, absolutely not. I'll do it for Avengers Doomsday because I don't care. But Christopher Nolan, that's not going to happen.
there was something going viral that you just reminded me of that was it was some prominent director that was talking about his son. He's like, "Oh yeah, he wants to be an editor. He watched it was like a Clockwork Orange or something. It was like he watched a Clockwork Orange on his phone." We were like, "No!" The whole internet was like freaking out because it was some, cinematic piece that was like, "Oh yeah, he wants to be an editor. He watched that on his phone and decided." It's like,
Yeah, I do
please.
not recall.
Let me see. I don't feel like I would have pulled that movie out of nowhere. Who knows? I'll find it.
Well, we'll get it eventually. Google.
Yeah.
I beg you to Google Baklava.
I beg you to Google my son wants to be an editor. I'm gonna track this down. I am.
All right. Well, while you're doing that, I do want to mention one other thing real quick, and then we'll wrap up here with the Lou Bega fact of the week.
Nope, found
Have you
it.
seen the
It was not a Clockwork
Yes.
Orange. It was the Netflix Okay, this makes it worse. It was the Netflix CEO, Ted Saranwrap, argues that Barbie and Oppenheimer would have been just as big on Netflix. There's no reason to believe that this is a quote. There's no reason to believe that the movie itself is better in any size of screen for all people. My son's an editor. He watched Lawrence of Arabia on his phone.
Oh my God.
And now I see why I went viral because the whole Netflix merger thing this week.
Yeah. Exactly.
There you go.
There you go.
Where
Lawrence
did
of
they get a
Arabia.
Clockwork Orange? Kubrick?
Are you thinking of Stanley Kubrick?
Yeah.
There you go. That's multiple Stanley Kubrick references on the show. Who knew that? Who would have thought that would have happened?
I'm not sure that's happened at all in our previous 93 episode history until just now.
No. I mean, I'm a film bro, and I can't believe we haven't mentioned Stanley Kubrick on the show before.
You shouldn't be proud of that assessment. Oh my gosh.
Well,
No, wait, we have to tell the people about the weird intersection that you're in the middle of. Now I'm finding new topics at the end of the episode.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's the weird intersection of what was it? It was Muna 4 and something else. It was a film releasing. It might have been the Odyssey.
Oh yeah,
that
it was.
you sent me.
It was the Odyssey,
and it
the
was
Film
like,
Bros. Yeah.
Make the Muna 4 release date the same as the Odyssey, because it would
Yes.
be a crossover for like film bros and lesbians. And I was like, Richie, you find yourself directly in the intersection of those things, even though you're not properly either of those categories.
No.
And you were like, it's the secret third thing of the Venn diagram. To which I said, doesn't a Venn diagram already have 3 parts? I beg you to Google Baklava. And we did get Muna 4 news this week. I don't know if we mentioned that.
No, we should have.
It's coming.
But
It's done.
It's coming. Moon. They have we got the album finished fit check, so we're getting it 2026 for Moon 4.
Thank you, Muna.
Bless.
Okay, now go ahead with Lou Bega.
Okay, now we can get. Oh no, I was going to mention one other thing. Have you seen the discourse around the Apple show Pluribus at all?
Yeah, because I started watching it.
Ooh, you did.
Yeah, it was recommended by one of our master's students. I am like 3. Just started the 3rd episode. It's very slow.
Okay. You were watching it too. Good. I finished episode 5 last night.
Okay. It's very slow, but I think I like where it's I like the story. I just don't know that it is going to take a full however many episodes this season is to pay off, but
Yeah. Okay. People are impatient. That's why
sure.
people this show allegedly, I've seen some things, and you probably have too, that it's like the most watched show in on Apple TV like history,
Mhm.
which is crazy because it's a Vince Gilligan show who's put out, two of the best TV shows the last 20 years, Breaking Bad and so Saul Goodman show, whose name I'm just
Better
escapes
Call
me.
Saul.
Better Call Saul,
Yeah.
thank you. Which I've never seen. Been meaning to see it, just
Neither have
never gotten around to watching it.
I.
So that's why it's so popular. But it's like the discourse around it is insane. It's like people either love it or they hate it, and there's no in between. Because
I
I
agree
will
with
tell
that.
you, I'm a person that is loving it right now. I it is like it is that perfect niche for me because I love stories that are that there's a central mystery to it where the character is trying to figure out what's going on, and so are we as the viewer. So the viewer is not in on what's going on either. And so we're seeing everything from the perspective of this one character, and you're trying to figure out what they're trying to figure out at the same exact time. And so I'm all on board. I love what it's trying to do. I love like the visuals are just so cool. Like it's so isolating and like I think it's a really cool show, and I think people are just on their phones while they're watching this thing, and they're just not paying attention because it is like legit like an exploration of of who we are as humans and how we interact with each other, and um and what makes us happy, and if that's like truly what we're after. It's a great show, and episode 5 is on a cliffhanger, and I watched it last night, and I was like, and it was kind of late, and I was like, oh damn it. I decided to stop, and I'm gonna watch episode 6 later tonight, but I'm glad you were watching it though.
Yeah, I've recommended it to a handful of other people, and they're always like, "What's it about?" And honestly, the less we tell you about it, the better. Because I
Mm-hmm.
think it's one of those shows where you just need to go in blind and
Mm-hmm.
experience it the same way that like everybody else is experiencing. Because the more we start to tell you, the more it gives away.
Yeah.
And realistically, like one of the central mysteries of it is revealed like within the first episode. So you don't have to
Yeah.
wait too long to at least get like a push in the right direction of what's going on.
Yeah.
I won't say I'm like impatient about it, but I worry that the payoff for this is not going to feel worth the drag out.
I will say that's the one thing I am worried about is how far they can take the whole concept without
Yeah.
overstaying its welcome. Like it's a great concept. That's like I said, what I was just talking about, but you can only take it so far without really expanding the world and what's going on. So I am curious to see where it goes. I think
Mhm.
there's 9 episodes in this first season. So
Okay. I
yeah.
did see the other day too, which made me laugh, probably did not make this person laugh, but they've been advertising a lot for it, and the main protagonist in this, her name is Carol, and I think this lady had one of those the smart fridges, and for whatever godforsaken reason we're doing this nowadays, there was an ad on her smart fridge that was like it was promo for the show, but it was like, "We know what you want, Carol," and this person's name was Carol, and it like
Yeah.
sent her into a panic attack because she was then worried that her like Samsung smart fridge was reading her mind or like
That's
trying to
crazy.
communicate with her in
Yeah.
a sentient fashion. Yeah,
Right.
that's
There we
it.
go.
That's all I have
Yeah.
on Pluribus.
All right. Yeah. Catch up on it, will you?
I'll try. I'll do my best. I got some playing time here coming up.
All right, let's wrap up the show with the Lou Bega fact of the week. We've been teasing this all show. I hope it pays off. Okay, I did not know this until this week, but hazard a guess. Whereabouts do you think Lou Bega is from?
Ooh, Bega. Well, just like it's gonna be a trick question. The photos I've seen of him are almost giving like Jim Carrey in The Mask energy. Like he's got some Cuban, Dominican, Puerto Rican, or like Miami, Florida, but like he has that vibe about him because usually I see him in that silly fedora and then
Yeah.
like a nice shirt that's it's giving Cuban American heritage.
I think that's what we all thought, right? Where his Mambo number 5 has a very Latin vibe to it.
Yeah.
Here's the problem, though. He does have he has an Italian mother and a
Okay.
Ugandan father. Um, Lou Bega was born in West Germany, and he is German.
Please. West Germany. That's also giving a huge part away about like when he was born. It was when we had portioned Germany into
Yes,
pieces following
but
World War
yeah,
II for oh my gosh.
yeah. Genres: Latin hip hop,
Does
Latin pop,
he
and he
speaks
is from
German?
Germany.
Mr. Lou Bega of Ladies and Gentlemen, This is Mambo number 5 has German as a first language?
I believe so.
I can't. This doesn't make any sense. It doesn't the pieces don't connect in my brain. Good for him, I guess. He has a very worldly vibe about him that does not belay his heritage as being one side of the Berlin Wall.
Yes. There you go. That's our new segment, Lou Bega Fact of the Week.
Okay, great. Let's get some. I'll work on finding some more, I guess, since
Yep.
we're starting this.
All right, that has been 1 hour, 1 brain cell, everybody. Follow us at OHOBC Pod wherever you get your podcast and such. We'll continue our best of list in the coming weeks. And then we'll be celebrating Jordan's birthday very shortly. This weekend?
Yeah, send. It's my year, so send gifts, flowers, cards, expensive jewelry, expensive cars, whatever you got, honestly. Or just like kick me a couple dollars for a sugar-free Red Bull and it all counts the same. I'll be very happy with you.
Yes, there we go. All right, yeah, we'll celebrate Jordan's birthday on the next show. All right, everybody. Until next week, we bid you adieu.